I had two very beautiful kids. My son is 11 years old, and my daughter, she's 6 years old. I was introduced to this conscious parenting, conscious discipline by one of my friends when I was living in Springfield at that time. And I was very fascinated with the program. And the whole motto was like, you discipline yourself first before we discipline our kids. So that was one thing. Uh, and it was very easy to have those things implemented with my son. But when my daughter came at that time, she had her own personality. She is, I wouldn't say stubborn, but she's very strong willed, and she has her own mind. And we, and there was something which wasn't really striking out, which wasn't really working out. So I was like, why is it that I'm not able to do the things which I used to do it with my son, but not with my daughter? And I wasn't really sure like how to implement those things and how to work those things out with her. And I became super impatient, and there were a lot of things going on, a lot of changes. So I reached out to Jahanvi, and I said that, what is it that it's not working? And I was introduced to this course, and I did the conscious parenting and everything. And what I learned from this thing was like, there, most of the times, there are some things within you which actually stops you from doing things or doing the right way. We get irritated a lot when our kids don't listen to us. We just go mad on them. But I never understood that, why do we react this way? And then after a while, the kids watch us, and then they start reacting the same way as we do. So it's like two sharks just fighting with each other was kind of the thing going on. So then after this course, I realized all those things, that it was not her, it was actually me that needed, I needed a self-reflection, a self-mirror, that there were things that were supposed to be done within myself. So yeah, it just helped me a big deal. John, we just went to the core within me, and we figured out there are a lot of things that happened in the past that was actually coming out in my parenting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's things like we learn, cognitively, like, we have the knowledge, we read books, we do courses, we do many free stuff. But I can still relate to what you're saying, because I feel like you're repeating my story. You're just telling my story, because that's where I was. I was learning stuff, but I wasn't able to embody it. I wasn't able to, everything would go out the window in the moment, and then I would have that regret and shame and feeling of immense mom guilt, that what are you doing, Jahanvi? You know better. Why aren't you doing better? And but till I worked with a coach, like you worked with me, I didn't realize, where this was all coming from and why I wasn't able to stop it. And it was very frustrating, because when you have the knowledge and still you are not able to do it, it's like such a struggle within you, because you do want to be the best mom for your kids, and you have gained all the knowledge, but you can't put it into practice. And it's really frustrating, and that's how I felt as well. But and I always say, when you're in the frame, you can't see the picture.
That's right.
So the coach was able to see what I wasn't able to see. And and it was some simple things. And, same thing happened with you. It was simple things. When you got the awareness, bingo, that was it. just needed to, you don't have to relive your past or anything, but getting some of those awarenesses, why these patterns, is this a pattern? Is how long this has been carrying on, and how that's impacting not just my relationship with my children, but maybe with my spouse, maybe with work, with other relationships, with my parents.
Mhm.
And that it's just a game changer. So yes,
Yeah,
thank you
yeah,
for
yeah.
sharing that.
And the one thing that you mentioned, the guilt feeling, that is a huge thing as parents. We all have gone through the same kind of feeling, like when we get mad at our kids, when we do something terrible, which sometimes we think that it's not. Some other people might think that it's not terrible, it's just happened, and but we feel inside that no, that was not right, and that, and I'm sure that every parent has gone through this thing. It's ev- once in their lifetime, every parent has gone through this. And I have heard that from many parents that, oh, I didn't like it when I reacted this way. So it's a huge thing.
What inspired you to join my program?
I would say it was just a gut feeling. I and that was, and also I saw some of your videos and everything, and I was like, if my conscious discipline thing that I have learned in the past is not working, there is a way for that to work. And so that's how I looked at, I was watching most of your videos, and something just came into my mind. It was like, yes, I think this is probably all your videos and everything, they just inspired me, yeah, to get into these things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's I know you go a lot by your intuition, so I think that probably led you to this. And when you joined Parth now, what if you don't mind sharing some of the challenges you are facing with both of your kids?
As I mentioned before, that my daughter, she is very strong-willed. I was not able to somehow accept that there was somebody who was more of a strong-will than me. So I was not able to accept that. Probably that was one of the clash thing that was going on between me and my daughter constantly. And I loved her. I just love my daughter. She's just the cutest thing ever. But when I was, there were certain challenges with her that she would just go from 0 to 10 in like maybe less than 5 seconds. So those, I was not able to cope up with those emotions because I never saw that with my son doing that. It was like if he had to go from 0 to 10, it would take a gradual, it would take some time, and by the time he reaches 5, I was able to calm him down, but that was not the case. And that kind of it triggered me. It just pushed my buttons. It just pushed my limits. So those are some of the challenges I still have, but as the way Jahanvi has just her coaching has helped me a big deal in those things. And for my son, I would say just that as he's growing up, he is actually he gets in this rage mode very easily because of the fact that I do that. I do get into rage mode very quickly. I do get frustrated. I do get furious about things. And I saw that same pattern happening in him. So I was not able to cope up with that. It was kind of a shocking, it was a shock to me that how could he do that? I was not realizing that he was actually showing me the same picture that I was showing him. So he was just basically mimicking me. Uh, so those were some of the challenges I had with my kids, but it is changing a lot. The change is very, very, I would say, slow, but it's still there. It's there. And I have seen that.
Yeah.
And I love it because even the small change is leading to a big change in my kids. And I have seen that. I have always been a people pleaser in my life. And so I had similar kind of expectations from other people, and when I didn't get those things, I used to get frustrated. I am like, why does he not understand? Why? And I used to be sad mad. I used to be like really uh you know kind of disappointed in people.
Mm.
And I regretted it. Why did I not say no to certain things? So I started seeing the same thing with my son, that he started doing the same thing with his friends. If he thought that certain things are not right, he would not stand up and say that this is not right, but he would just do it just to please his friends.
Mm.
So I was like, why did you not use your brain that this is not right? But then I realized that although I'm old enough to understand what is right, what is not, or what is not right, but he is not at that age. But he was only mimicking me, or he was only imitating me, as because he sees me more. So he is only imitating me when he is trying to please his friends. So that is a big change, and I actually have started uh, saying no. And I can tell that being selfish is not bad. Sometimes being selfish is not bad at all. You need to be selfish for yourself. Yeah. So
I just got chills because I remember over one of our first calls, for you, it was such a big deal. Like, I cannot be selfish. I need to be the giver. I need to, sacrifice. That was, the mentality, and
mhm,
we're not even done with the 12 weeks yet. I think we're into our 10th week. And for you to shift, it's like day and night. Like now
yeah,
you're saying like it's okay to set those
yeah,
boundaries, if it's not something I'm doing from really deep down. My core is saying yes, Pratna, do it, so I'll do it. If Pratna feels like no, it's just to please somebody, but that's going to hurt me, then I'm going to say no, and it's okay to do that. What a
yeah,
shift, that's a huge shift. And I remember that coaching call too, when you came to me and you mentioned your son, like how he's being pleaser. He's doing stuff to please other friends just so he could be with his friends, even though whether he agrees with what he's doing or not, but he's doing it. And you were like, well, I don't know how to shift that. And then I remember when we dig down and, I asked you, do you please people? And
yeah.
your answer was like, yeah, yeah. And
I
that was,
do
I think,
that all. I used to do that all the time. And the shift that I can say that is that uh I never used to say no to any of the cake orders. I was like, yeah, sure. Can you please do one cake for me for after 2 days? Even though I was just totally booked, I would say, yeah, sure. I will just try to manage. But now I'm like, no, I cannot do that because it takes toll on me, on my body. I cannot give time to my kids, and yeah, it's your body will thank you for being selfish.
absolutely, yes, yes. And
Yeah.
you have no guilt. I don't think you have guilt anymore. Would it be
No,
true?
I do not have guilt because I feel good. It's like mm, when I have, and it's not that I always say no. It's just that when I want to say no, I can say no without any guilt. That is a huge thing. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you for that. Yes, yes.
Thank
That's
you.
That's huge because when you are a people pleaser all your life, it's not that easy to shift, and you were able to do it in a fairly quick way, like we are
Yeah.
in the 10th week and you being so confident about this now. It's a big
Yeah.
deal. Yeah, it's a big
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So congratulations for that.
Thanks.
And to end us, Pratna, I would love for you to share like any parting, words, maybe moms or maybe on the fence.
Yeah, I would say that every parent is beautiful. Okay, and God has trusted you with those your beautiful kids. So it's not that you're a bad parent or anything. It's just that there are things which are so much instilled in you since you became uh you became a human. Like it's not you became a parent, but it's just instilled from very childhood. the way there are so many circumstances that happen during your childhood, during your young age and everything. So many of those things has impacted a lot your personality. It has impacted how you grew up. It would impact the way you're parenting and everything. So just acknowledging those things and just and of course Jahan will help you with everything. But she has actually helped me to acknowledge all those things. I never thought about that my parenting style would go back all the way to my childhood. So that was a huge thing, and that it is you deep down you're beautiful parents. It's just that you need to just dig down there and just the with the help of Jahanvi, you will be a wonderful, wonderful parent, and your kids will thank you for that. And also, like if you think that I don't want my kids to suffer the way I did, or I don't want my kids to be the same way as I am, then I think those tiny shifts are very, very important, and they it just to acknowledge those your whatever your past is, just to acknowledge your feelings are everything. It will just be very, very helpful with this course. I have learned a lot, and I have this program has changed me a lot. It has made me more patient, more thoughtful, everything. Yeah, there are so many good words about it. I don't have enough words to just describe it, but it's just beautiful. I love it. And yeah, the way I have I mean, whatever the way I have changed, I think people are noticing it, and especially my husband, and he wants to get into the program too. So I think it will be
That's so,
it's beautiful. Yeah,
yeah.
it's like a pillar. It's like that's the base that you need.
Yes. Yes, you have the very strong foundation now, and
Yeah.
that's what it's all about. We all need that strong foundation, and then we are good parents. We just all these things were never taught to us. It was just expected that you're biologically ready to become a parent, so you become a parent. There's no pre-rack or no course, that's required to be for you to be parents. So beautiful. All right. Thank you so much, everyone watching here. And if you have any questions about the program, as you know, I have opened up my program. We start mid-January, and I'm doing a group coaching. I have one-on-one and group coaching both available. So if this interests you at all, please get in touch. Have a talk, then decide. There's no pressure talk, no pressure call. So definitely get in touch. I have my Calendly link I'm going to leave here. Book a call, let's talk, and then you decide if this is the right fit for you or not. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you once again, Pratna, and I'll
Thanks,
talk to
dude.
you
It was my pleasure. Yep.